Okay, no problem. You can still take pictures of this afterwards. All right, so I'm going to look at question 1. It says the expansion of a minus x 1 plus 2 x raised to the n. Yeah. In ascending order, powers of what?
Powers
Of x is 5 plus 69x plus qx squared dot dot dot, so on and so on. Where a and q are positive integers. Am I right?
Always. Always.
Constants.
Very
They are
good.
constants, don't have to be necessarily positive.
The values.
And n is the 1. Because n always going to be, for our scope, n will always be positive.
Always.
Right. A and B or A and Q can be constants, means can be a negative value as well. You understand? N is a
Positive.
positive integer, right?
Cannot be raised by a negative.
What did you say?
You can't raise it by a negative.
Find the values
That makes sense.
of A, Q,
It's an error.
and N.
It's an error.
Huh?
Just in my head. If it's a negative, doesn't make sense.
Okay. We get it. Because we know that's how you are thinking, right? Now, since you are thinking like that, you are saying, what is the first step that one needs to do here?
And choose. And choose 0.
Yeah, because we don't really know now. Now, here's the thing with that. We are going to calculate this. We're going to calculate that. And we're going to calculate that. Am I right?
Just have to do.
So this one here,
It's
it
just
comes,
one. It's just one.
right? Maybe step by step, so you don't forget it, right?
I see.
N minus 0 raised to the 0.
Which is just
So this answer will just be 1,
it will just be one.
right?
Because that's 0. Step by step.
These cancel. 1 over 0 squared is just equal to
one.
the same as 1 over 1,
Which is just
which is just 1.
1. 1 over
So far, everybody's fine.
yes.
Then factorial n over n minus 1 factorial times 1 factorial,
Which is just n.
which is just going to be,
N.
okay, n times n minus 1 factorial over n minus 1 factorial
1
times 1 factorial. These cancel, leaving you with n over 1 factorial,
Which is just
n.
yes. Straightforward.
Okay. Next one will be n upon n times n minus 1 upon
Yeah.
2.
Over 2, yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
Upon
n.
2.
What did you say?
Yeah. Upon 2.
All right. So I'm going to have n minus 2 factorial and then 2 factorial. N times n minus 1 times n minus 2 factorial. Because it goes on and on, right? N there because of this one. So I have n minus 2 factorial times,
2 factorial.
I'm just going to make 2 factorial times 2 times 1. Is that fine?
Then they cancel.
Right. So this cancel, that cancel. So you're left with that over 2
Upon 2.
upon 2. Right. So when we are working with 1 plus 2x raised to the n. So the moment you have got something raised to the n, we also look for that n. You have to do this.
We have to do.
Okay? It's actually not that, we're not going to give you so much. No? We're not going to give you n of nc4. That will be not too much.
That's
Right?
nice.
It's going to be too much that you need to work with.
The
So we need to find the coefficients. That's what we are doing here. But here the coefficients are now going to be found in terms of n. And then after you have the coefficients and you have the values, then you must now bring in the other in order for you to find things where you have the first term, term to the x, and the term to the x squared. So there might be some that you are going to ignore. You understand? So you have to be very careful. Okay. So I'm just going to write down the method here. Nah? Everybody's fine with that? Okay. So this becomes what? You are still sleeping.
Which is just 1.
NC1 is 1 to the n minus 1 over 2x to the 1.
Yes.
Okay.
The next one is n
Plus the next one, which is n choose 2. That's going to be 1 raised to the
n
minus 2, and then
take 2x raised to the 2.
and so on and so on.
And so on.
Right, so I'm just going to find those coefficients. So we know that this one is 1 here,
Yes, sir.
plus this is going to give me n.
Yes.
Are you with me? Because we have this from here.
Yes.
So it's going to be 2xn. Are you with me?
Yes.
Is that 2x times that n?
Yes.
Now 1 raised to anything, n minus 1 is just going to be 1. You understand what I'm saying?
No need for that.
Alright? Because n is a positive integer. Listen, pay attention carefully. N is a positive integer. So if it's a positive number, subtract 1 from a positive or 2 from a positive number, it's going to give you a positive thing. And 1 raised to a positive is going to be a positive. It's only 1 raised to a negative value. But there is no way this will be negative. You follow? Because we are told that n is a positive integer. In fact, there has to be for the ones that we are doing. There are those where they become fractions, but they obviously not in the scope of the question.
So what if that was a 2 or something? It would be a whole other case.
Yeah.
Like if there was a 2 instead of 1.
Yeah, it will be totally something else. Huh?
Yes.
Okay, so that takes care of this part. I mean,
That part.
that part. Now we are here.
Yeah, they are.
Right. So we know what this is. N upon 2, or NC2 gives you this.
Yeah, they are.
Then you are still going to multiply that by 4x squared. Right? You follow?
Yes.
4x squared. So I'm going to have plus n minus 1 over 2 times 4x squared. Does that make sense?
I see.
You know where the 4x squared comes from? It's that times obviously this business. This business being that stuff here.
Yeah.
Right? So this business is that stuff
Just
here.
add it in this.
Right. So I'm going to play around with
Yeah. This will be 2.
Yeah.
So it will
But
be
I'm
2.
running out of space. Is it okay if I play with that, if I cancel these 2
Yeah.
here? Maybe I use a different color. Don't want to rewrite the whole thing because I still have to multiply with this binomial here. So that is going to be just going to be 2.
Yeah.
So you must make sure that
The 2
everything
will
is
come
correct.
from the 2 will be.
Yeah.
2n. Say 2n. Bracket n minus 1.
Okay. So let's bring in our a minus x.
Yeah.
So the objective,
Find a and
I am also not going to say equals to that stuff, right?
not
For now, let's have 2n minus 1 x squared. First, I'm going to multiply out that, and then I'm going to see what I have so that I can then equate it to 5 plus 6x plus step by step. No?
First one.
So when you multiply this, so this a should multiply
Everything in there.
with everything.
Yeah.
Okay? That's the very first thing. So a will be
A.
2axn.
No, sir. First is just A.
Sorry, the first one here. No?
It's
So it's a, then plus 2axn plus 2an n minus 1 x squared. Now we come to the x.
Now we're going to equate.
When you come to x, well, this one can go together.
Minus
It's going
x.
to be minus x.
Minus 2.
That's an x. Now my x looks like x. So that's minus x. Then this x with this x
Minus 2x squared and
will give us minus
2x squared.
2x
Squared.
2nx squared.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah. Is it necessary for me to multiply this one with this one?
Yes.
Does our
No.
Does our thing have a cube?
No need.
Check, Bradley.
No need.
There's no need for me to multiply this minus x with this one here, because it's going to give me x cubed, and we only have 5 plus 6, so it's 9x plus x squared. You don't have to do it.
No need.
So we'll end there. Now we're just going to get the coefficients of x and x squared together, and the constants together. Right, so if you look at the constant, it's just a.
Yeah,
It's just a, right? So that already tells you that a will equal to 5, for example. Right, so now if you look at this one here with this one, bring them together. So it's going to be plus,
So just put the x at the last. Just put the x at the
like here.
No, that in the second.
Ah, okay.
Just put the x.
Let's do that. So it's 2anx. One of the things I was warning, sometimes you have two negative terms. When you take out something, you must be careful. Sometimes you have a negative and then a positive. So if this was a negative term and the x was positive, I write the x first because you want the coefficient of 1 minus that other stuff. Otherwise you might make mistakes, you understand? You will see later what I mean by that. So the x squared term is just this one here, together with this one here. The terms containing x. So that is positive, so I'm going to write a positive term. Plus 2an, then you have n minus 1x squared minus 2nx squared. Now we're just going to have the coefficients together. So a is a. Here I'm going to have 2an minus 1x. You see what I mean by that? Because there's a 1 here. Right? And then plus, now here I'm going to take 2an n minus 1 minus 2n, and now my coefficient is what? X squared. Is that fine? So now I'm going to have 5 plus 69x plus q, this whole thing will be q, x squared.
I see.
You get it?
But before we go there, we need to find.
Yeah. So a equals to 5. There are instances where a will be maybe 16 squared, and you have two values. Or a squared is equal to that. Then you have to take the root, and then you have two answers. And then you, one of those questions like that.
And then all those things are left to apply.
Yeah, all those things will have to apply.
Yeah.
Now we can actually now find the other one, which is 2an minus 1 equals to 69. But we know that a is 5
Yeah.
from our previous answer.
So it's 10
Times n minus 1 equals to 69. So that is 70 divided by 10.
57.
So n equals to 7. Everybody's fine so far? So I have 7, I have the n, I have the 5, which I'm going to use in the next one. So the next one is 2an n minus 1 minus 2n, that equals to q. So it's 2 times 5 times 7 times 7 minus 1 minus 2 times 7 should give you q. Now, go ahead, punch that in, and let's see what the value of q is.
106.
You get 406? Did you get 406? And those are the values of a, n, and 7. Remember, n has to count. You see how you're doing step by step. Obviously now when I do the next one, I'm not going to do this. I hope you remember that NC0 is equal to 1, NC1 is equal to n, and NC2 is equal to n times n minus 1 factorial, or times n minus 1 upon 2. That's all. Okay? Just wait. Let people take. I'll write the question so long.
Here.
Okay?
Am I doing it?
No, you're doing it. You don't want to be on camera. You understand? I don't want to be on camera. I don't want to be on camera. Alright, so I'm going to write that here while they are recording and making sure they're doing the proper correction. Maybe you must also play around with the colors, right? Especially when you do this part. It can be quite tricky.
That's
Pretty much.
your algebra.
The expansion of, I'm going to ask, you are doing question 2 now. The expansion of a plus x 1 minus 3x to the n in ascending powers of what? Of x, right? Is 4 plus 95x. Did I write that correct? It's supposed to be minus now.
Yes, sir.
Plus px squared and so on and so on, where a and p, are constants and n is a positive integer. Find the values of a. So it's very similar to the previous question. Are we done writing? Right. I didn't do question 2. I'll come back into question 1. So I think you will have enough room now. No, you can even take, you still need, okay, but let's do this. Let's do this. N0 equal to 1. NC1 is equal to N. And NC2 is equal to N. Now you can actually take them away now. Like, you can take this off, the whole thing, then you'll be enough room to work. So that is very quite important that you must do that. What? Do you hear what I say? He's not here to wipe, he's here to solve. When you go to the toilet, what are you doing? Solving or wiping? You are doing both, right? So, to answer the question, you must do both. So when you look at the example where you got stuck, just check maybe you made a plan.
Science.
Yeah, and also the way when they are multiplying out this with the A and whatnot, it's not so. Yeah, but it will be a lot of things for you.
Okay. I see what it is.
I got it.
But step by step.
Got it.
You can just use the code.
You can go straight forward.
Yeah.
But now you must also consider that straightforward. Step by step.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't be lazy now.
Oh,
What is wrong?
I finally got it.
Finally got it. The class is magical. Magic takes place.
And this is gonna be nice. Let's see. So it's something 1 minus
NC. Go ahead.
I don't know.
And so on and so on.
Do I really need to continue?
No, it's okay.
Maybe we do.
What do you mean?
No, we don't have to continue.
Because
No, you don't have to continue. Because you are only stopping at the square term. So NC2.
I'm just asking.
Remember that 2. Let me explain something.
It's just one.
The NC2 tells you that coefficient power is going to be x squared. And then it's up to where they're supposed to go. Right? There's no need to go to NC3. Okay? And sometimes when you multiply at the end with the other, you probably don't have to multiply where you're getting a cube or whatever. Just move that 1 minus 3x a little bit to the left. Or you have enough room. Do you have enough room? Yeah. A little to the left, that's right.
Bring that.
Yeah. Bring it. Oh, no, you can do that afterwards. Just let's finish that, and then you do that in the air.
Yeah, I'll bring enough.
1.
Because this. Okay, let's see.
Where's the 3x coming?
Left. This is 7.
Uh-huh.
And then this is. So I'll do this. What is this?
Question.
And over 2. Positive 9. X. Okay. Just simplify.
Yeah. There is a negative. It's equal to negative.
So can I work with the decimal?
No. Wait a minute. Where is your 9 over 2 coming from?
2. This 2 is this. So multiply with this positive.
Okay.
Then just simplify.
No, leave it.
4.5.
Leave it. Leave it. Get a good question. Question 2. Yeah, leave it. It's always better if you.
95.
Move it a little bit to the left.
There's a 9.
X plus X. A plus X. Is that an A or a 9?
Yes. As I do this.
Wow. Okay, go on. 1 minus 3n x.
I like to keep my x as enough.
Yeah. What about over 2?
Yeah, I'm there.
Close the bracket, open the bracket, close.
What do you mean? Here.
Where are you going to? Where? Yeah. What are you doing? You're over there after the end.
Oh.
You still have to multiply out, yeah. Clean that nicely. No. What are you doing?
Not there, after the plus in the dot product.
After the plus in the so on.
But sir, we don't really-
Yeah, close the bracket, man. Yeah. Why is it such an ugly big bracket? It's supposed to be the same with the other one. In terms of the size. Right, now first multiply with A, and then when you do the multiplication of X, you use a different color, né? But wait, let's do the A first. Because it might be that the X you're not going to do A.
I'm gonna need it.
Okay.
Because it's,
You're not the X you're not going to use the last one.
yeah. But
Okay, so show me the blue which ones are you going to multiply the X.
this one.
That's only 2. Do you see what I'm saying? It's only those 2. The other ones. That's an 8.
The next
So
one.
horrible 8. Yeah, do something like that.
Okay. Yeah. So you do minus 3
Oh, very good. 8n.
x.
Uh-huh.
You know, the factorize it. Do what?
Yeah, do that side. Yeah, go on.
This will be
Plus 9a.
plus 9 a n minus 1
Squared over 2.
plus 12.
Now let's do the
Now let me just continue here.
Yeah.
Blue.
Go under.
There's no
Or
fit.
you move it.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, now do clean up all the x's together. A will be A. Yeah. A.
That's it.
Wait. No, Now this is what I was referring to. People.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna take this.
You see, this one is negative. Take first the positive. So you say x minus 3a and x. And you don't have a problem. Yeah? Then you take the coefficient of the x, which is 1. Because if you have a negative first, then you're going to have a serious problem when you want to take out the coefficient. This one is already positive, the 9 blah blah blah. Then you just bring the minus. So now you need to take out the coefficients. No?
So here.
A plus bracket. Can we make our A properly? Keeps on putting that stuff there. Even worse.
You get the idea.
What idea? A should be an A. Yeah, at least like that, okay? So what? Now you have another A.
Yeah.
Put the X there over the whole color. Use the blue. Okay. Plus bracket.
Plus.
Bracket.
This minus this. Over.
Uh-huh.
This is a 9.
That's a 9 people.
A. Then
Over 2.
let me just say minus.
Oh, okay.
Over 2.
Blue. X squared. What X are you putting there?
It don't fit there, man.
Man, it should fit, man, idiot. Now you take the 4 minus 9x, write it nicely under. Like 4 minus. No, right, just say. Yeah. 4 minus 95x plus px squared. Now you should find it. At that point only you should be fine. So A is what? A is equals to, right? Yeah, now put the value of 4 in A. 1 minus 3 times 4 in 95. Take the 1 over, minus 96. And the minus 12n. Yeah, what? Hey! You don't know your 12 times table. You know what he's saying here, a whole million. Okay, let me, what is half of 96? 48. Half of 12. Okay, half of 48. And half of 6. You don't really like to. Now you must make a way for that to fit here. This whole business. Must fit. So must fit. So just write it nicely. 9, 4, 8. In bracket. 8 minus 1 is going to be 7. No, just put 7. 8 minus 1, 7. Minus 3 times 8 equal to, yeah, all over 2 equal to Q. P, sorry. P mark. Now, first that in your calculator and get the value of P. And then you put P equals, no? Yeah, then you divide everything. Did you guys manage to do question 4, the third one? You are doing on the board. You must pay 3 wages simultaneously. What do you get?
What's the guess?
How much are you getting?
I'm getting 906.
900 there? That's wrong.
No, the way we multiply is let's first take
9 times 4, let's check there. Times 4 times 8 times 7. Minus 3 times 8. I hope you didn't put the 3 times 8 in over the 2.
3 times 8.
You see, this is the nonsense that you are doing here. This is your nonsense.
Yeah.
To be independent.
So first,
Ask correctly on the calculator.
another answer?
What is your answer?
984.
Good. 3 equals 984 is correct. You got it. So easy. You get it.
Who's up?
Equals to P.
Who's option? Yeah.
But no, check to what I said. Minus 3 must not be over 2, it must only 4. Yeah. Minus 3 on its own equals to P. Okay, now you go to the substitution.
Time will go around the show.
What's that?
So 10.
I'm going to write the other question down. That one should also not be problems for you.
No problem.
Okay.
It just.
But this one is easy because it doesn't have two, binomials or sort of. 1 plus kx raised to the power n.
Just
In ascending power of, x is still fine.
the equation.
Is 1 minus 9x plus 66x, first k squared x squared, where k is a constant.
Everything there. The totally different.
Yeah, even now I took it up under. What is it? Who was that one playing this stuff? And right, so maybe just come back to what I know. NC1, NC2 is equal to n times n minus 1 upon 2. Okay. I need that for that one day. That's fine. So I was supposed to find that anyway. I think it's getting tired of this process.